So, I've been hard stuck on Platinum 3 and Marvel Rivals and decided to call it off for a while. Between the constant complaining, blaming, whining, throwing, cheating, I just kinda had enough to be honest. Now, I'm not claiming to be a pro player or even a good player, but sometimes you gotta know when to walk away. So instead of mindlessly queuing up ranked games, I decided to stop playing for a bit. That's what led me to discover a lesser known game that sort of just flew under the rug called Marvel's Midnight Suns, and I had a blast. Now, this isn't a which game is better video, no. This is just me shedding some light on a game that I feel didn't get the recognition it deserved. So, for those of you who are not familiar with this game, it's a turn-based strategy developed by Firaxis Games, known for the Civilization and XCOM IPs. Midnight Suns was released in December 2022 and it flopped and the developers got fired. Which is a pity because I really liked this game. I sank over 500 hours into it and that was time well spent. It did get some post-launch content and a sequel was even teased, but yeah, it didn't do too well commercially. I think it was a combination of performance issues at launch and the marketing not being clear on what the game actually was led to its current state. Unless another studio picks it up, I don't think we'll be seeing another entry. To give you an idea of what Midnight Suns is, it's a turn-based strategy game featuring card or deck building mechanics. Think of Slay the Spire. The cards essentially act as your abilities in combat. You can create and customize a deck for each hero that you can then take into missions. I'm not gonna lie, this was absolutely intoxicating. You can attach mods to these cards which change how they behave in combat. For example, you can get a mod that causes bleed, or one that allows you to use a card for free. Trying to get the best mods and creating the perfect deck was nothing short of addicting. That's just one half of the game. The other half basically has you playing a visual novel, where you can engage in conversation with the various Marvel heroes in the roster. Now, I don't expect a lot of the Rivals player base will be willing to wade through some dialogue heavy scenes, but for those of you whose dopamine levels aren't completely shot, this might be worth checking out. So you play as an original character called The Hunter, an old hero brought back to fight Lilith and her armies. She serves as the game's primary antagonist. The Hunter is fully customizable and essentially acts as a bridge between the player and the world you inhabit. Your base of operations is called the Abbey, which is a pocket dimension in Salem, Massachusetts. This serves as the game's central hub area. Here you can hang out, find collectibles, cosmetics, lore, and sort of piece together the game's narrative, so you can get a better sense of what's happening and why. And there's a cat you can pet too. One of the activities you can engage in is joining a book club that's hosted by Blade. Yes, a book club. But here's the thing. The only reason why he started this at all was so he can get closer to Captain Marvel. Yeah, I'm not really selling this game. Apart from this, it all works for the most part, and if you're interested in the Marvel lore, I think you'll find something of value here. The voice acting is on point too, with Iron Man and Doctor Strange offering up solid performances, and old favourites like Steve Blum and Yuri Lowenthal returning to their respective roles. Now, is this game perfect? No. The writing, although it does have some good moments, leans too heavily on the Gen Z humour, which leads to an inconsistent tone throughout the narrative. The current day Midnight Suns are basically TikTokers, with Ghost Rider being reduced to an insecure dumbass that you have to babysit occasionally. Despite its flaws though, without trying to sound too corny, this is the game I've dreamed of as a kid. Being able to hang out with and fight alongside some of Marvel's greatest champions was something I've always wanted, and it was great to let my inner child experience that. So, if you're someone who is maybe burnt out from grinding Marvel Rivals, this might be a breath of fresh air for you. Give it a try, you might be pleasantly surprised.